everyone, I'm dehydrating apples today and I thought you might want to know exactly how I do it. So let's get started. Alright, we will begin with the apples. You can use whatever kind of apples you like. These are really big gala apple. They're pretty common, most people like them. You know, they're a bit on the sweet side, and they're just a really good eating apple. But like I said, you can use whatever you like. And today I'm doing about 4 pounds of apples. So when I dry my apples, I leave the skin on. There is so much good in this skin. It's like 50% of the apple when it comes to, you know, antioxidants and all those really good for you plant compounds. So I'm going to leave the skins on. And initially I thought, how am I going to slice these up? I really already said, no, I'm not using the mandolin because my mandolin cuts really thin and I don't want my apple slices that thin. So then I got out here my handy dandy apple core slicer peeler thing, and I just moved the peeler thing right here so that it wouldn't peel the apples, it would just slice them, and it did, but they were still too thin to my liking. Now maybe it would work great for you. You know, maybe you want them thin like that. You know, that's great. Go ahead and use this because it'll save you a lot of time, especially if you're doing a whole bunch of apples. But I'm not doing a large amount, so I'm going to stick with the tried and true coring and slicing by hand. You got to make sure to get all that core out. So let's move on. All right, I already sliced up one apple, cored and sliced it, and it's here in this bowl. And normally I would just dip them, but I wanted to show you guys the solution I have in here. Now, with apples, you know they brown up pretty quickly. So in order to avoid that, I have in this bowl a mixture of 1 cup pineapple juice, 1 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, yes, the pineapple juice does make them a little bit sweeter. If you don't like pineapple juice, leave it out. You don't have to use it at all. Then you would just need to use more water and more lemon juice. And with the lemon juice, that will help to keep your apples white. So if you want to add more, you know, of that, go right ahead and do that too. It's just the more lemon juice you add, the possibility of making your apples a little bit more tart. But if you're cool with that, then go right ahead and do that. This is the bottom of my dehydrator. I just cut a piece of parchment paper to put on there to catch any kind of drips because they will be a little bit on the sticky side. So if you don't mind washing yours, then skip this step or, you know, whatever. So I'm just going to put that on there and start laying out my apples. Now, besides the dehydrator, you can dry these out 2 other ways, but neither of which did I try myself. Now, if you live in a really arid area, you know, where it's hot and sunny and on the dry side, no humidity like it is here, you can easily dry these outside on racks. I've also heard of people drying them in their ovens. I've never done that myself, so I can't really say, but I would think that you would have to have some kind of racks that can go in there because you wouldn't want them flat on a cookie sheet. So you'd use some kind of rack and put your oven on the absolute lowest setting it has. And if it doesn't go much below 200, then keep your oven cracked open. And I can't tell you how long it would take you because I don't have any experience in there. But maybe I can find some information and I'll put a link down in the description box for you guys. This is the only way I've done it. Now with dehydrator, there's a lot of factors that go into how long it will take for these to dry. It depends on how thick you slice them. It depends on, you know, the temperature of your dehydrator, the air, even the air in your kitchen or wherever you're dehydrating these, if it's really humid out. But as a guide, I would say it would take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, possibly longer. You'll know they're ready when they get leathery. That's what you want, is leathery. Some people do cook them longer, will dehydrate them longer to try and get a little crisp with them. I haven't done that, and I heard that it works better if you want a little bit more crisp to it, drying them in the oven. But I'm going to finish getting my racks here together, and then I'll be back. All right, everybody, they are done. I already snuck and ate a few of them. This is a good size, I'd say, cereal bowl. And I only ended up slicing up about 3 apples because that's all my dehydrator could hold. And I will finish doing the rest of them later today. They took about 7 hours, a little bit less in my dehydrator. And so it just depends on your dehydrator, the time of year, you know, all of that kind of stuff, and how, really too, how thick you slice them. And some of these are a little more on the thinner side, but I sliced them, I think, you know, like 1/4 of an inch or so, and they're wonderful. Some of them are a little more, this one's got a little more crisp to it, but yeah, you want them leathery or a little bit drier than that. Not less than leathery, because then they may not be dry on the inside. And also, if you do slice your apples kind of thick, then maybe cut them in half as well, so that that inside gets dried all the way. Now, people have been drying apples for hundreds of years. They're a great snack. They're healthy. You know, there's no fat. They're low in calories, and you can reconstitute these if you want to. In the wintertime, you can make pies with this. You can make a really great ice cream topping, or for pancakes and waffles or yogurt. You know, just heat them up with some water, put a little cinnamon, nutmeg, all that good stuff in there. Oh, and, you know, if you want, you know, when you put them into the dehydrator, you can sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on there at that time if you want it to. You know, just do what you want, you know, use your imagination, what sounds good to you, what you think your family will like. Anyhow, I hope this video helped you out, especially if you have extra apples. It's a good treat, I'm telling you. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. That would be awesome of you. It was nice talking to you. And you take care.